What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the wrestling news on, April 11th, 2025 for y'all today. And today we're going to be going in and talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA Assassinators need to know from the What Culture Wrestling article, including WWE not concerned about Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton getting out of hands. Chris Jericho done with ROH after losing the ROH World Title. Tiffany Stratton breaks silence on Charlotte Flair's controversy. And she says she didn't expect it. An AEW injury list, of the injured wrestlers and when they are set to return, and why Jon Moxley beat Swerve Strickland at AEW Dynasty, when the decision was made, and plus much more. Please make sure to hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more of SNA's videos. And also subscribe over to his other channel at SNA Entertainment. Link is in the description box below. But let's get into the first story, which we're going to start off today with WWE not concerned about Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair getting out of hands. In the controversial Charlotte Flair / Tiffany Stratton segment, haven't detailed WWE's WrestleMania plans. WWE is not worried about things, and it says getting out of hands, and in between yeah. Don't worry about Flair ahead, they're anticipated showdown at WrestleMania, despite the heated war of words that unfolded on the last edition of SmackDown. But yeah,
Which Michaela were you talking about? I need your legs up on the wall. If I was trying to bend down and take this and I was about to talk to this, I had to use your legs and hold myself up. Where was she at? Did she see you? Did she see you when she turned?
but yeah, let's see. It says this is according to Fightful Select, who noted that the match was always part of the bigger WrestleMania picture, and that the creative direction hasn't changed following a controversial few weeks for the pair during the build. And he stated tensions came to ahead between the two during verbal confrontation on the April 4th edition of WWE SmackDown, that drew attention for all the wrong reasons. After both the
The one that Daddy's in. The police car. You want to see it tonight? You want to go for a ride tonight? Can you go for a ride? Yeah, he said, yeah, sure. Daddy will be able to do it tonight. I can't believe the other night whenever we had it all planned out, and then right when Trey's about to open the door and run over there, then fucking he pulled around the corner. I was like, oh shit. Good thing Trey wasn't getting in the car whenever he pulled up. He would have been like, what's going on?
And it says right here, what? Right. Like fell over the line, like reports like of that the verbal exchange when badly off script Stratton ladder. I mean later. Well, I thought it was with a double T, but for some reason I must have double vision right now. Like later, noted like that the she thought Flair didn't expect just now rough through war of words could get.
Was he a security officer somewhere else before he came to Millspec? Oh, he had his own security. What? And now he's working for Zach. Yeah. Top flight.
Well, it says right here that the fiery interaction wasn't even the first between the pair a state line a state light back and forth like Fortnite not the video game like early was derailed by some unexpected remarks by Flair to such an extent that a week later Stratton had to cut a backstage a promo where she effectively reiterated the words she couldn't get out originally the latest physical exchange saw WWE shoot two separate brawls in which Stratton missed was avoided by Charlotte Flair when hitting a moonsaults from the ring to the floor and exchange some stage respectively. And it says right here, the match between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton is currently set to take place on likely night one at WrestleMania 41 on April 19th. On Saturday, of course, and has been in the books since the Queen won the women's Royal Rumble this year. Like Flair's veteran presence, and Stratton's rising star power, were thought to prove like to provide direct conflict, but instead the real life the hostile, yeah, and the still, no, not the hostile, hostility, yeah, that's what the hostilities have become the central direction, and perhaps in advertently made the match one of the most intriguing and anticipated on the entire card. probably next to the World Heavyweight Championship. And these were supposed to be the two that were not supposed to be getting that far of being filled with intrigue. And yeah, not to mention exciting suspense as well. but what are your thoughts onto this? Like, and do you think that WWE not? Do you agree that they're not so concerned? Do you think this report's true about this heat between the women's champion and the women's Royal Rumble winner of this year, 2025? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And and who do you think is going to walk out of Vegas as the women's champion? Let me know also about that as well. But moving on, we got
No. What should I make for dinner tonight? Should I go get Papa Murphy?
Next up, we got Chris Jericho done with Ring of Honor after losing his ROH championship. And the latest news about Chris Jericho in the Ring of Honor era is officially over. And it says right here,
Should I make them like the restaurant and use the corn tortillas instead of the flour tortillas? But those are good.
it says right here that
Like the restaurant, they need to.
following like his recent loss like of the Ring of Honor World Championship like at AEW Dynasty, Chris Jericho's set to move away from the brand according to Fightful Select. Chris Jericho like yeah had hinted like about a hiatus like for AEW like on the following edition of Dynamite, telling the fans like was he was going away like in. And it says right here, following the recent loss to the Ring of Honor Championship, like he's moving forward, and he addressed this to the fans, like telling them like he was going away. But according to the same report, like while we can't like speak to whether like or not like he's like actually leaving AEW TV, the plan has been like for him like to finish up like with Ring of ROH. His most recent like feud with Bandito like marked the final uh chapter like in the latest like ROH run, like ending like when the Lucha Star like eventually dethrones Jericho in a match like that would have like resulted in him removing his mask. He yeah, I mean, yeah, had he like what the he I mean had he with a D like which they actually forgot the A, had he lost like Jericho's exit coincide like with the launch like of a new Fozzy tour. Like though, like it's worth noting, like that only one of the scheduled dates like falls on a Wednesday. Like this means Jericho could in theory still like appear on Dynamite, like and like in any taping collision and any pre-taped collisions shows if needed. Like, however, like there's no indication like yet of when or if he'll ever return like to weekly like AEW programming in a prominent role. Like if with this very busy schedule of his tour is going to keep him busy like for a little while at this very time. But this marked yet another transition point in Jericho's AEW journey, like since debuting for the company during its 2019 launch. Like Jericho has been like a pivotal like figure, both on screen and behind the scenes. Like he was the inaugural AEW World Champion, like the leader of the Inner Circle, like and later like the Jericho Appreciation Society, like and the Learning Tree eventually, or the Learning Tree, I should say, and then this and also and has like worked like with a host of the various like newer names and established stars like that have traveled like through the organization ever since that however doesn't quite tell the whole story at various points like in the 6 years like of of AEW's existence. Like Jericho's been like something of a that part uh, a pariah figure, like particularly like tied to just how much of him viewers like have been subjected to. Like there have been questions, like and it says right here, like subjecting like to their like have been questions like and ask about like just like how how over like is the wrestlers like getting like working like with him in more than like a few cases of hot acts like cooler acts cooling like whatever. I mean somewhat like through like being associated like with him like over extending periods like of time. Like the character's current like potential like break could break many benefit like any everybody. Like the 54-year-old like is one of the few AEW originals that's never ever taken any kind of sabbat sabbatical sabbatical in the weekly TV churn era, in the churn era. Like there's often nothing more welcome like to audiences like than a break. What are your what are your opinions on this situation? Yeah, what are your thoughts on to yeah, Chris Jericho going to be taking a while, and what's your reaction is going to be the Fozzy that's going to probably keep him out for a little while, and wish him a very best of luck onto that, and hopefully that he does very well, like in his latest tour with his band, like, and hopefully he won't be back long, well, be away for a while, and do think he'll be back soon, like probably soon enough by AEW All In, like which is their third ever pay per view, like since it's been the AEW official pay per view. Let me know down in the comment section right down below, which I think it could be. Like if he's leaving now, like he'd probably have like about like a perfect enough time to get back probably in the next 3 months, and then yeah, and then do the little all in like programming. Even even if it's a short term feud, like yeah, at least it's something better than not having Chris Jericho at all. Even though some might say he should retire, but I don't think he's retired. Like he probably still have some things that he yet to done, like in this time in wrestling, that he still needs to do before he fully hangs up his boots and pants for good. But like in my opinion, at least that is like, but Tiffany Stratton breaks like yeah silence on yeah Chris. I mean on Charlotte Flair, like on controversy, like she didn't expect it. Like Tiffany Stratton spoke on recent Charlotte Flair controversy, like on like WWE SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton has broken her silence, like on last week's SmackDown segment, like with WrestleMania 41, like opponent like Charlotte Flair going off script, saying that the that doesn't think Flair like expected her to clap back, like speaking on the Baby Faces podcast, like Stratton, yeah, or when Stratton was asked like if she thought like Charlotte Flair was underestimating her, like, but she she responded by uh, by uh, by denying anything of the sort, and had this to back her up to say. I think being like so new to this business, like being so new as champion, I don't think like she really expected me to stand up to her like the WWE Women's. I mean, like as the WWE Women's Champion, like, and I don't. I think like she expected me to, I guess, almost clap back. Like continuing on the subject, Stratton said that she like believed like the segment like made people more interested in WrestleMania 41 match, which it literally did. I would say probably 9 times out of 10 at least, even though that's a basic phrase to say, but it's the facts. But yeah, she continued, look, all I have to say is it's it's live TV, like, and people like yeah want to see our match, like, and I think that that we did a very good job of getting people wanting to see our match and invested in our story, like, and now I'm ready to put on the best women's match ever, and I'm ready to go to war. Flair and Stratton's in-ring promo battle, yeah, on the last promo battle on last week's SmackDown is believed to first gone off script when Charlotte declared like herself the Nepo Queen, like. Yeah, and earlier in the week, Fightful Select reported that when Flair started mocking Stratton's voice, like people like backstage in WWE believe going like so personal without clearance, like was considered like uh, ill and ill advised. And it says right here, like like Charlotte, like it it was it imitating like Tiffany's voice, like Stratton's line like about Charlotte's divorces, like and Flair claiming that Tiffany's real life boyfriend Ludwig Ki- Ludwig Kaiser like was in her DMs like where were like amongst the unscripted personal content that made it to the segment. But what are your thoughts on to this? What are your thoughts on to this? These latest reports about the off script, last week's off script segment between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. And do you believe that it was Charlotte that started this off script back and forth passive aggressive promo battle like of passive and aggressiveness? Let me know down in the comment section, right down below, Assassinators. I I think maybe that was probably the main reason why this escalated into them like with these barbed words. But yeah, you give me your take in the comment section right down below. Next up, we got a list of injured AEW wrestlers. Details on every AEW and ROH wrestlers that's currently like on the injury list. Like sadly, there are like currently loads of wrestlers out like across major wrestling companies with the likes of WWE and AEW. Like the list like of WWE injuries is ever changing. Like as workers like recuperate like then like eventually return to TV, and the same goes for Tony Anthony Khan's a all elite product. Credit must go to both promotions for doing like right by talent during like an uncertain time. I agree with my boys. What culture here? These are my main homies here on YouTube, like because they understand the product and the business, and they're not ranting about it and start moaning and complaining about it on the internet on all the social platforms like those negative so-called fans that are doing. But yeah, anyways, like he got like uh, uh like mentality mentally like and physically like it won't exactly do wonders for anyone personally like if they're stuck back at home watching everyone like else like rip like it up like on on Dynamite, Collision, and in AEW pay-per-view like for example. Like, of course, some injuries are like worse, like than others, but like they're like all listed like here. I consider like this like a go to guide like for who's benched in like both in AEW and their other company ROH, which stands for Ring of Honor, of course. Like it'll be like updated like as when wrestlers go down like mid like match during training, like or like even just through various illnesses like that keep them out of any length of the time. Sometimes like illness is even like scarier than a mid match like of a muscle tear. All of these all of them are depressing for the talent involved though like they deserve like everyone's full support like as they rehab like in or go like under the knife like for surgery, like and setbacks, like post surgeries. Surgery can be a real threat to someone's career too. Like so, like that shouldn't be ignored. Like either generally, like everyone like inside the biz like and outside like looking in like hopes these men and women like make a full recovery as soon as they can. So like who's like been like posted missing like on like episodes like of Dynamite and Collision like lately, like which is the very curious question. I also like how did they like get injured in the first place? Like and can they be like expected like back if there's no like timeline like for the return? It's all here. But you could say like we're starting at Brian Danielson like with a neck injury and Fightful Selects told like that December 2024 like he was a 50-50 chance, a 50-50 like on being able to wrestle again. And the last time Brian wrestled was at the at what's that Wrestle Dreams where he dropped the AEW World Title to former teammate John Moxley of the Death Riders, now the Death Riders, what at the time was the Blackpool Combat Club, and it seemed like his return date is seemingly unknown. So it's like a 50-50 chance. And then we got Jay White on the April 2nd edition of AEW Dynamite, like which was which in kayfabe day he got attacked behind by Death Riders, but literally he suffered an undisclosed injury, like which they had to button him out, like in this where I believe it was like a wrist injury, and now he's gonna be out, which is return date is unknown. But next up, we got a torn pec by Orange Cassidy. Like he's he's been out probably since like after right, which was his last match was against in March 19th edition of Dynamite, where he suffered the injury, like when he got put on the shelf, like because he was in I believe, a triple threat match between Mark Davis and Ricky the Dicky Ricochet. Yeah, well, no, it was a fatal four-way match, which it featured Ricky the Dicky Ricochet, Mark. But it was the number one contender match for the Dynasty Triple Threat match, like when for the International Championship. Like it was Orange Cassidy, Speedball Mike Bailey, Ricky the Dicky Ricochet, and Mark Davis. And it says like his return date still unknown as well. But we got a ankle injury from Buddy Matthews, which the last time he competed was against Kazuchika Okada, which we all know is the bitch man. He defended his Continental Championship in the home country of the Hounds of Hell, the Hounds of Hell member. And not only that, he got the chance to celebrate his honeymoon with his real life wife, Rhea Ripley. We all know her as today as a former multi-time women's champion in that company of WWE. And like with the last time you saw, he was in crutches, like and with the damages like being from competing during that match because he landed hard on that small ring because they're normally a bit more bigger, like which y'all probably like already knew about that. But his return date is seem unknown as well. Like man, like they just don't know like what's like AEW seems more risky than WWE is. At least WWE they know when they're gonna come back, but Eddie Kingston, he's have a torn ACL and meniscus. It says right here that Eddie Kingston been out since May of 2025. 2024, like when he lost his New Japan Strong Openweight Championship against what's his name, Gabe Kidd, which it happened to be on the Resurgence event, just like the year before when the CEO Mercedes Moné wrestled Will the Pillow Nightingale. like night the night and terror, of course, like for the women's version of the championship they were fighting for. Like, man, it seemed like that pay per view is a curse for AEW wrestlers. But at that time, but the thing is, she was it was right after it was right, I'm not right. It was the year before she became an AEW wrestler. Like she was a New Japan Pro wrestler. So like so yeah, I don't know. Like maybe it depends on which wrestler you are. Like and yeah, like it and for some reason it just like like it don't probably don't matter. It's like if you're gonna be fighting in the New Japan Strong Championship, whether if it's the tag team, the men's or the women's championships, you're gonna get a guaranteed injury, which that sounds very unfortunately horrible. Excuse me, but the estimated time of the earliest could be next month, like in May of 2025, when Eddie Kingston makes that return. And next up, we got Mark Davis. He got a broken foot, and it says right here that and it was all like when in a match against Powerhouse Hobbs back like 2 weeks ago at AE or a week from this past Wednesday. No, 2 weeks ago, I believe. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago, like in a match on Dynamite, which he suffered the injury, like which it says his and according to Dave Meltzer, on the matter, he reported that Davis is likely remain to be on TV on non-wrestling roles, but his return date inside the ring is very unknown. But Juice Robinson has a broken fib- fibula, yeah, and it says right here, like he haven't competed since like while taking on Will Ospreay in the first round of the Continental Classics on November 30th, 2024, in that edition of AEW Collision, which I think I might have made a review on that because I was making reviews of everything in that time, but yeah, it seemed like he broke a foot and he had to be replaced, like because due to the injury, and it says right here his time of recovery is very unknown as well for the rock hard wrestler. Keith Lee has an undisclosed injury as well, like which he haven't competed since facing Brian Cage in December's 2023 edition of AEW Collision. But he posts some stuff on social media from time to time, and that thanks the fans to support or continue to support him, which his return is completely unknown, but I wish him for the best as well. Hopefully, he won't be out for long. And it says right here we got Kill Switch, like which he has a double a new new pneumonia, yeah, double pneumonia, which his last match was on which he suffered the injury, like which was on Monday, which he was diagnosed with this like on that day, which that's very unfortunate. And he haven't been like on AEW programming like from before since like this happened, and then it says his return date is unknown as well. With him with the reports of him suffering a setback, suffered a setback, and still hasn't have returned since then. Like when there was original updates of when his return date could be, but until like there was some more medical setbacks that kept him from coming back. But yeah, now we got Trent Beretta, which haven't wrestled since on AEW television on July 2024, on the 13th of July 2024. Let me rephrase that correction. Like on Collision, his return date is unknown with a neck injury. Wardlow has a knee injury, which we haven't seen him in January 31st, 2024, when he faced Commander with a K. His return date is unknown. Riho suffered an arm injury. And we got Sky Blue have a broken ankle, unknown for these two as well. Matt Sydal, a broken foot. Ortiz, a torn pec, which he's unknown as well. The Blade, unknown, like with a with a back injury, and then we got torn bicep and a concussion of Dalton Castle, unknown as well. Kiera Hogan, a shoulder injury, which she's returning immediately anytime soon. I don't know when. Nick Camarado, which she's unknown, with a hip injury. Anthony Henry with a torn biceps, unknown. And we got a broken arm from Cole Carter, which I believe he used to been 2 dimes, on NXT, teaming with the faction of the D'Angelo family, and he could be returning to AEW programming immediately. And I want to wish all these unfortunate injury wrestlers the full and fast speedy recovery. Hopefully, they won't be out for long. And I would suggest you assassinators do the same. And when do you think that the ones that are unknowns are going to be returning to? What's your theories? Please leave them in the comment section right down below. But please be positive when you do so, because it's the Positive Pete Wrestling Show, just like my boy Simon Miller would like to have onto his videos. But let's move on. We got the real reason why John Moxley beat Swerve Strickland at AEW Dynasty 2025, and when the decision was made in AEW ahead of time. AEW is currently booking through the fallout of John Moxley's controversial win over uh, uh, over Swerve Strickland at AEW Dynasty 2025. But the diverse of as pay per view, like the main event was what I yeah was yeah that was diverse, as that was the AEW. Main event was in Fightful had never heard of plans for Strickland, the baby face, to unseat Mox as AEW World Champion. Additionally, the outlet writes that Moxley had been set for a long world championship reign before winning the AEW's top prize. The Death Rider leader, the Death Riders leader, had held on to the gold for a whopping 180 days, at the time, of writing, and Fightful reported that internally, AEW has touted the success of the entire Death Riders storyline, and Moxley winning the world title. The promotion believes there is a disconnect with online fans, and claiming that it's live and DVR a quarter hour viewing figures and have increased throughout 2025, with Moxley on atop the promotion. This peaked with John's street fight match against Cope on on the March 19th edition of AEW Dynamite. The write-up also clarifies a rumor that Brian Danielson, who was backstage at Dynasty, played a role in the main event's booking. Fightful states that this wasn't the case. Anthony Khan is responsible for making every final decision in AEW when it comes to the on-screen stuff. And it states Moxley versus Swerve feature interference from the Death Riders, the Ops, Hangman Adam Page, and the returning Young Bucks, whose EVP trigger a Strickland enabled Moxley's victory. And Fightful's AEW sources weren't sure how long Matthew and Nicholas Jackson were going to be, nothing that they been backstage at a show in California, but left before it began, and were present for Christopher Daniels' final match on the 16th January edition of Dynamite. Dynamite? Or was it no Collision? It was Collision, if I'm not mistaken, because that's where he wrestled Hangman Adam Page in that unsanctioned match. But what are your thoughts onto the reasoning on why John Moxley retained here? And do you think it has something to do with him okay, let's see. Okay. Allergies are kicking my butt. Anyways, but yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. Do you think it had something to do with uh with yeah John Moxley? Had something to do with John Moxley, like having a more lengthier reign than he had before. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, I think he's gonna have a little bit more of a longer reign now that if he beats someone like Swerve Strickland, look like they're gonna hold on to that title until like AEW All In, and this is where we can see the winner of the Owen Hart Cup tournament will finally be the one to put the end of the reign of terror of John Moxley's World Champion once and for all. Hoping that's gonna happen. I hope it's gonna be my boy Will Ospreay because these are my predictions of becoming the AEW World Championship, and also all right, we got what else? What I was about to say. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. And but the one thing he's not probably not gonna beat the reign. He's not gonna beat is like both Kenny Omega and MJF. Like he got probably the shortest reign than those two combined. Yeah. So hopefully he stays that way. Hopefully he doesn't do like a 360 and get triple their longest reigns and get like a Roman Reigns stat level kind of reign as champion. But next up we got a list of all the injured wrestlers that's in WWE right now. That's that's like whether if it's like recent timing or from like recent time or from a little while ago. Like yeah, that includes Big E, and also we got some reports on to what could. It says, yeah, it seems like injury sucks. Like nobody likes this. Like any hard work of pro wrestling, like going down, with an injury. Like, but they're unfortunately part of the part the parcel of the showbiz. Like truth be told, it's actually like slightly like surprising that more injuries don't occur considering like how many tough matches happen under the WWE banner. Like every single week goes like to show just a skill the men and women uh plying like their trade on WW on on uh Raw, SmackDown, NXT are like sadly nobody escapes the big injury bug and for anyway, like a fair few workers are on the shelf nursing and injuries like that range under the mild to say severe in timelines for any returns following those miserable moments like are typically uncertain get used to the a whole load of TBC chat when it comes to some of the bigger injuries. And yeah, without further ado, and for those that are curious about who's injured, we're gonna do a full list of wrestlers who got injured, you got that's on the injury list, I should say. Let me rephrase that. Starting at number one, we got Kevin Owens with a neck injury. And say a prayer for following unlucky workers and well wishes well wishes explanation, which I want to give mine right here, and hope and pray that they don't be out for long. Kevin Owens, undergo going neck undergone neck fusion surgery for and it says right here. And on the Friday Night SmackDown, and the SmackDown emotions were running high, as KO revealed that he'd been dealing with an issue for a few months, and would have to walk away from the planned WrestleMania 41 clash with former tag team partner that are now bitter rivals. like we're and now bitter rival Randy Orton. It seemed like this his unfortunate injury is going to be taking like about between 6 to 12 months, unfortunately, which it might be between October 2025 to April of next year, 2026. Like when around WrestleMania 42 season. And now we got an undisclosed injury with Nia Jax, which she likely suffered like at Elimination Chamber when she was in a tag team match against team with Candice Ray against Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton, like where she likely sustained the injury at. And her return date is very unknown at this time. But Bronson Reed have a broken foot, which he sustained at the what's called War Games match last year in 2024, where he took on the original Bloodline and CM Punk while teaming with the new Bloodline. And like it says that his injury is unknown. Unfortunately, Ilya Dragunov has a torn ACL, and it says right here that the Mad Dragon like suffered it in a match with a good with a familiar old nemesis of his, like against the current world heavyweight champion, the Ring General Gunta, like on the September 28th edition of Monday Night Raw 2024. Early estimates, like yeah, like shortly like thereafter, like put Dragunov like onto the shelf for like a good 6 to 9 months, like which it said like it could be between he could return at the likely time of March 2025 to March to June, with March already happening, but it's only gonna be any time between now and June, like in the next 2 to 3 months. Next up, we got JD McDonough with a broken rib and a punctured lung. Ow, poor, yeah, Irish Ace, which was on the January 27th edition of Monday Night Raw in 2025 this year. Where it was a tag team match between him and the teammate or stablemate of the Judgment Day, Dirty Dominic Mysterio against the War Raiders to get an opportunity for to win back the World Tag Team Championships. Like but news suggests like he won't be wrestling for a good few months. Like to his credit, McDonough took to social media and to laid like fears, like things like were like even more worse. Like he also thanked everyone like for their concern after seeing the spot gone like wrong play out like on live TV. With this return, like is going to be also be unknown, unfortunately as well. Oscar has a knee injury, which last time she fought was in a tag team match with tag partner Kyrie Sane of the Kabuki Warriors against the team of Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair, like which they beat her for the championships. That's where she likely sustained her injury, and even her boss Triple H will be hoping to have her back sooner rather than later as well. And it looks like it could be anytime soon, like when her return date may be. And now we're going to her tag partner, Kyrie Sane, which says right here, the which she suffered an arm injury, which was on a it was during a December 16th, 2024 episode of 2025, 2024 of on a Friday Night SmackDown tapings, and it said like she was wearing a sling like while being spotted but however she was able to appear at for meet and greets like during the Royal Rumble weekend back in February, like in January, beginning of February. Sane also worked inside the ring like before a non WWE show in Japan's Cor- Corkin Kuwakin Hall. Like so, it looks like she'll be back like shortly. Creative might be binding her time Like it says that she could be returning anytime soon, just like her partner. Maybe they'll come back together as the Kabuki Warriors. Hopefully, that could be as soon as tonight's SmackDown. They could cost all the rest of the teams an opportunity for the tag team championships on this edition of SmackDown, and this is where we can see that's where we can see them challenge Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the titles. They can finally have their moment of winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania and finally breaking the losing streak of Oscars. And yeah, once and for all. Next up, we got Kiana James with a leg injury, which she's been benched since September 2024. And then it says that it was supposed to be updated like that. The former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, was supposed to be back by now, like since September of a month ago. And she got called up to the main roster due to the draft picks of last year's. So I saw the residential businesswoman getting called up on Raw, and even being like some kind of a assistant general manager kind of role with Adam Pearce. But yeah, it seemed like that her return date is unknown as well, and it says that Apollo Crews torn a pec, which his last match was he had a match since September 2024, which I don't know how that's been that long since he's fought fighting the match, and it happened to be against Johnny Gargano. Or no, on the no, it was on the January 24th episode of 2025 SmackDown. Unfortunately for Cruz, that be his last match, for months, yeah, from the past few months, at least I should say. And yeah, he desperately grasped at his pectoral and shoulder, and after taking a backstabber from Gargano, and he looked to be and very visible pain when pumping, bumping after that. Cruz won the match, and immediately visited the doctor and find out the extent of the damage to his pec, it was torn, and that will take a good while to heal up. We got Tonga Loa with a with a torn bicep, which it was at the same time when Bronson Reed suffered his injury back in Survivor Series 2024. And it says he could return at any time soon, but some say that it could be at the end of after WrestleMania 41, like and could be used in some kind of capacity, maybe it has something to do with the split between Jacob Fatu and Sol Sikoa, right? But for some reason, Sol Sikoa just cannot be in a WrestleMania match. It seems like he's allergic. But seriously, yeah, wish him all the best of Tonga Loa. But next up, we got Noam Dar with an injured leg, which since his Achilles tendon ripped clean off off the bone when his leg was injured on the June 2024 episode. The real crying shame here is that his NXT group were being touted for a possible jump to the main roster. That remains to be seen if Triple H will still be interested in Dar's stablemates. But it's very unclear and unknown when he'll be back though. And I want to on behalf of this behalf of them, I want to wish all these wrestlers that's on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT a full and fast and speedy recovery at this very unfortunate time. I would suggest you do the same like you did with AEW wrestlers, and let me know what you think in the comments, when their return dates are going to be for each and every one of these guys and gals. If you know anything of any updates about them returning to the squared circle. Let's move on. We got we're gonna end today's wrestling news video with some Hall of Fame fortunate news, like with the fans are finally getting what they wanted all along. Let me rephrase that. And in the next up, we got from very fortunate news for three legendary wrestlers like that's going to be inducted into the 2025 Hall of Fame. First, we got Kamala. Second, Ivan Korolev and Dory Funk Jr. like uh, like set for the Hall of Fame. Like WWE has finally announced three new names like inducted into the 2025 Hall of Fame class via WWE's and Triple H's social media, and then multiple other sources. Like it was like announced that Kamala, Ivan Koloff, like and Dory Funk Senior, well, I say Dory Funk Junior, Dory Funk Senior will be inducted the as the latest legacy inductees. Like WWE posted that legendary superstars Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff will enter the 2025 Hall of Fame as the 2025 Legacy inductees. As fellow 2025 inductee Paul Triple H Levesque put it, each one of these performers left an incredible mark or an undeniable mark on the history of WWE. It is an absolute privilege to honor each of them in their bodies of work. Like this marks the first time since 2021 that WWE will induct stars into the legacy wing, like a category created in 2016 to honor influential figures who contributions may not be as familiar to the modern WWE audience. Like many believe the game himself played a key role in establishing the legacy wing, which aims to recognize deserving wrestlers who may not fit into the main Hall of Fame class due to their historical significance, rather than their marketability. And it's not been without controversy in the past. Dave Meltzer noted in 2020 that this is the category they use to honor people who for whatever reason they don't feel are marketable names to the modern audience to put in their actual Hall of Fame. It's basically the answer to how you can have a Hall of Fame without Luthez and Strangler Lewis by quietly inducting them, just not listing them as the main Hall of Fame. WWE's Hall of Fame will take place like at the Fountain Blue, like Las Vegas, like at night before night one, like of WrestleMania 41. Like it will air immediately, like after the go home edition of SmackDown, which can be viewed like in on an incredible 50-foot screen, like at the What Culture Wrestling live show at the HyperX Arena, which they will be. And the whole What Culture crew is gonna be there. And funny thing, I'm talking about this just a week before the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's what makes it more wild. Like these are my boys in their article. I'm reading their reading their stuff like on today's wrestling news. And what are your thoughts on to these three being included into the what they call it it's called the let's see. The legacy wing. Yeah, the legacy wing the legacy wing category. Yeah. That's what they are gonna be on like for the like in the Hall of Fame induction. And what are your thoughts onto this latest news story? And do you think this was a good idea to induct him into this category, or do you think they should have gotten the regular one? Let me know also about that as well in the comment section right down below. But I guess that'll be it for today. Assassinators on the wildest and intriguing wrestling news and rumors that you assassinators need to know. And yeah, let me know in the comments which one was your favorite news story out of this list. Like, and I would say if I pick, I would say of the reason why Chris Jericho lost the Ring of Honor World Championship, and also yeah, he's gonna be completely done. Which even if he comes back to AEW television, it will be with him focusing on the main stuff on the AEW program because he looks like a big like a high level AEW star to do so. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, even for those levels, like I would not mind them making appearances on Ring of Honor, as long as they're making that exact same appearances on AEW, which that's what they were. That's what Ring of Honor wrestlers been doing lately. I mean, that's what the wrestlers that even that's our AEW wrestlers that went are the Ring of Honor championship. Like for an example, like we see Chris Jericho doing, Sammy Guevara did it. What's his name? Dustin Rhodes did it. I can go down the list and talk about that all freaking day, but I'm just gonna spare you guys for now, like on like leading these examples and also yeah. If you like this video, please smash on the like button, hit on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell for more of SNA's videos, and yeah, subscribe on this other channel at Super Ninja or SNA Entertainment. Like link is in the description box below. Yesterday, I recently made a back-to-back review video because I believe this Sunday is gonna be Easter Sunday, so I thought I might do something that will give me the holiday off. Like I'll just do like a back-to-back video. Yeah, I was like, yeah, why not do one of those? Like just to get the time off, and I'm probably gonna do it again for next week, which I will be talking about the wildest and intriguing movie and animation news and rumors that you assassinators need to know from the I'll say the Empire Online article on the movie side, and then the animation will be what's that called the Wired animation article. Yeah, yeah. Okay, no problem. Give me a second. But yeah, make sure to check out Friday Night SmackDown tonight, which I will be making a review of. We'll be seeing the appearances of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, just a little bit over a week away from his match against Johnson. And what do you think he's gonna talk? What do you think he has to talk about? Okay. And we also got huh? Who's hungry? Mario. He wants okay, no problem. To let him know I'll give him his gelato as soon as I get done with this. But anyway, hopefully that'll sound offensive. Try you. I'm coming. But yeah, make sure to check out Friday Night SmackDown. I'm also going to talk about Penta will be taking on Humberto Carrillo in the second match ever in WWE. And who do you think is going to be the better lucha style wrestler in this contest? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Also, we got a women's tag team gauntlet match, and who do you think going to walk out as the number one contender? Which my theory is, if the Kabuki Warriors are immediately about to return to WWE, I think that we could see them could cost them. Which my original idea was to have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to do this, like with them costing them all the women by beating every single woman that's involved, and we could. And this is where we could see, like, well, not everyone, but I probably at the last two women that's involved in this match. Well, that's where we can see them attack them, but it looks like that's going to be the Kabuki Warriors' spots, which I believe everybody's going to be speculating that all over online or whatnot. But yeah, let me know about that in the comment section right down below. But yeah, this will be it for now, Assassinators. Hope y'all are having a super terrific, and phenomenal Friday. And I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, out of here. Bye, Assassinators. See you later on tonight. And I will be telling you what exactly happened on this edition of the Blue Brand. So stay tuned. Peace. Oh,